you guys doing? How you guys doing? Thank you for tuning in. Today is a special time here on Facebook Live and YouTube. We have a very special guest. Again, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Alvin Morales, your local realtor here in Burst County and the surrounding areas with Realty One Group. And I have my co-host. He's not here right now. He's going to show up late, so we're going to go ahead and bust his balls when he shows up late. But without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce you guys who are special guests here.
I'm Brent Harris. I'm co-owner of Realty One Group Exclusive and Why I'm Missing with my partner over here, Nelson Gamez. Go ahead,
What's
man.
going on, everybody? Yeah, Nelson Gamez here. Brent and I are co-owners here in Realty One Group in Wyomissing, and we're more than happy to be here. Thank you for the for this time. Appreciate it, Alvin.
Yeah, no problem. Again, we do have a guy here. So Angel, he's our co-host. We're going to go ahead and when he shows up late, let's just go ahead and bust his balls. Why he showed up late? Us realtors, we never show up late.
Wait, not never.
Never,
Never,
never, ever,
never,
ever. We
never.
never show up late. Um, in the meantime, Brent, again, and Nelson, appreciate you guys for giving this opportunity to have a podcast here. This is the last episodes, guys, for a while. I want to take about a month off and regroup and bring in some other guests down the road. But you two guys, again, appreciate you providing this for us and for the people out there. And Brent, well, why Realty One?
So I got to tell you, man. If I can really get down to it, I've been at and I'm not trash talking any other company, but I've been at Keller Williams. I've been at Remax. Realty One just besides all the technology. I mean, the technology is like on steroids, right? And
Mhm.
then not only that, right? And this is why I wrote Nelson in. Not only that, I mean, it's about the culture, right? We call it culture. It's fantastic. And the fact, you pay very little money a month. And the fact, you pay very almost little all your commission in your pocket. You pay very almost all your commission in your pocket. I never saw a model like this. It's like unbelievable. So I mean, you pay a couple $100 a transaction, and you're keeping all the money in your pocket. How much better can it get?
Yeah, I think we understand that. Coming from other companies, it gets to a point where you already know that there is something better out there, and Realty One was able to put together the best of both worlds. From
Yep.
big companies, small companies, whatever it is, everything that we can lay on the table for the agents is just is really good. The technology that we have is top of the line, and the commission splits that we have here are just extremely competitive, and we truly believe that the we like to keep our agents to keep the money in their pockets, so they can actually grow their business. We don't like to make money off the agents. At the end of the day, we all grow together, we all make money together, and that's the whole point.
I mean, we're just making money to keep the lights on. At the end of the day, it's about putting the agents first. I was an agent. I mean, my last year at Remax, I think I spent almost $70,000. Now I was the top producer, but I'm like, man, like, what am I doing with this? Like, this is crazy. What am I getting out of it? Realty One puts that technology there, right? Not only the technology, but the trainings. I mean, my partner here, Nelson, does trainings all the time. I do trainings all the time. It's summertime right now, so we're a little lax, but come fall, we're hitting it hard. I mean, it's just all about teaching the agents every little thing that you might know. I have veterans agents that I do agreements of sales, different stuff, and they don't want to go in, but once they're in, they're like, man, I didn't even know that. There's just, sales techniques. There's so much stuff that we're doing that just puts us off the charts. And I'm not just saying it because I'm a co-owner here, but it's the best company out there.
So that is gonna be basically a pitch to these new agents that are out there. To not even a pitch, it's true, it is facts. I've been around the block. Um, don't want to say how I've been around the block, but it's like a little, little prostitute out there. But I've been around the block. But I can tell you that this is where I consider home. I said this back a few months ago, and I've been around. and I've been to every agency possible, from even to the other 100 split companies to say 21s and stuff like that. But this is where I felt more comfortable, more home, and just what it provides. I could tell you flat out what it provides, what you guys provide here is key. Is top of the line, and people need to uh, should enjoy the process of coming here.
Because I think the most important thing is that we listen to our agents.
Yep.
You know what they need, and we supply what they need. You know what I mean? So when they give us, okay, we're thinking about doing this. Can we do this? Can we do that? We always make arrangements so we can put those things together for them. We were agents as well. I'm still a real estate agent, and sometimes it's frustrated when you are in an office. You want to do certain things and cannot do it because they just don't. They cannot give it to you. They cannot provide you with the tools. Cannot provide you sometimes with even with the knowledge
Right.
that you want. You know what I mean? That you need for a transaction for this business. Um, we I mean, and a lot of people who knows me, they know I'm not about giving classes out like crazy. No, I like people to interact. We do masterminds. You know what I mean? Everybody brings something to the table and let's talk. Let's um, let's figure things out. Let's make things because every market is different. So we have to adjust to the way the market is in this area. And we are true believers that when you listen to your agent and their needs, we make the adjustments needed to actually give them what they want and what they need to be able to take their business to the next level. So we like to listen to our agents big time.
I couldn't say it any better, Nelson. I mean, he hit the nail on the head there. And I also think it's about broker support too. Like, I'm a broker for three offices that we have, and Nelson and I are partner here. But when an agent calls me, I was at other real estate companies where I might wait 3 days to get an answer. And if you got something really pressing going on, you need somebody who's going to go to bat for you right away.
Yep.
And I find that really important. So I learned, and I'm not saying all my brokers before were bad, but I learned from their mistakes. And what I learned was, you know what? Step up and be there for your people. And I think that's really important in our culture.
I definitely agree with that. I I could personally vouch for that. Each of both of these guys has been there. The staff and support has been here. Um, Again, they couldn't choose. I think this is where I'm ending end game for the rest of it, and
Love it.
hopefully it's something in the future. Um, Once everything I get my shit together, but I get hopefully in the future something bigger and better. Um, now, let's talk about overall. What's the biggest obstacle or biggest BS you guys had to go through in in the real estate world, man? Being a broker and managing partner. What's the biggest BS you guys had to go through?
Well, it's a lot. Running a business
You got me laughing, man.
is not just a 9 to 5 job. It's not. You know what I mean? It's like you got to be available 24/7. You're always thinking. You're always trying to improve. Um, but at the end of the day, I think the what's the most challenging part of this business is to make other agents understand that at the end of the day, you control your business as a real estate agent. You are your own company. You are your own business. We're supporting everything and we're helping you throughout the way. But they need to understand that. Let's put it this way: if they cannot negotiate as an agent, they cannot negotiate a better deal for them with a brokerage. You know what I mean? If they're standing in a brokerage where they're paying thousands and thousands of dollars, they cannot negotiate a good deal for them as agents. What makes you think they're going to be able to negotiate a good deal for their clients? It's that simple.
Right.
So getting this through their heads is a little complicated because sometimes they don't get to see the big picture. But that's okay. You know what I mean? It's at the end of the day, every agent knows what works for them. So it's challenging, and the market right now is extremely challenging. You may go out and show 50, 100 properties, and you end up getting and submitting 10, 20 offers. You may end up getting one or two. It's just the way it is, you know what I mean? But we try to adjust things so we can provide those tools needed, so they can actually get the best out of this market. Because time changes. You know what I mean? As the time changes and things start getting a little more complicated, you have to get stronger, and your business has to get stronger. So we trying to complement all those things to help our agents.
I can't say any more. My partner just said, but I'll add, you know, I do a class every year. So it's first started off with 21 ways to make your offer stronger. Now it's up to 27. I guarantee you by fall it's going to be 31. But, it's really important that you know how to structure a deal the right way to win in this competitive market. And I will stand on the podium and I will hit the podium and just say, guys, listen to me. This is what we can do to make your offer stronger. And agents who have come to my classes have really learned. And Nelson does a lot of great classes too, mastermind stuff. These are all things that like are tools. It's like you're in the army, right? If you only have a knife, what are you gonna do? But before you know it, Nelson and me together, you got like a whole beret of stuff. I mean, you got a you got an AK, you got everything, man. You're ready to go. But that's really important, man. Just arming yourself with what you need to know to survive in this market. And the agents that sit at home and don't want to come to classes and stuff, it's not mandatory. It never is with us. But you're like killing yourself. Like they're free classes. We do this because we're both producing agents that want to help you.
I'm a seasoned agent, and I attend every single one Nelson classes. In the beginning, I attend some of your classes over there. Then the Nelson's bringing it up. I'm like, hey, I don't care if I'm 20 years in the game. I'm still going to be attending, try to support as much as I can. Even if you're again 1 year, the first year agent to a seasoned agent, whatever hands I can help out. I will. Um, that's just me and what the company, not only what you guys provide, even what they have online. The university there's crazy amount of education tools. I
Yep.
just sat there with one of my men, the guy that I'm training myself, and I'm telling him, listen, you have like 10,000 worth of hours up in here, man. You just need to take your time and go through it. You won't get through it all, but you will get through most of it or some of it, and go from there. Um, how how involved? I know you deal with. How involved are you with the community? Are you guys trying to? Are we going to try to get involved with the community?
Yeah, so I'm all about the community. I've done a lot of different sponsorships. I've helped Meals on Wheels. Done a lot of different things. Every year in May, which we're going to do next year, is one day where we communicate. We go out and we'll do something, maybe a park, clean it up. We do something with all of our Realty One stuff on, just showing that we care. And I think it's really important. And I think Nelson's very connected to community out here, so I'll let him speak on that.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that as an office you want to do. Of course, there are some limitations up to the things that they allowed you to do as well. You know what I mean? We try to be as involved as possible. In festivals that they do, especially for our Latino community in the city of Reading, trying to get involved in that stuff as well. You know, but as a real estate agent, what's more important is you can do all the advertising you want and trying to be as involved as possible. But what's most important is what you can actually get to your clients, what you can do for them. You know what I mean? So we're putting different things together with the agents, so we can actually give some kind of benefit more than advertising. Give a real benefit to the community. That's what's more important. Instead of using that festival or that whatever to advertise yourself more than anything else, actually be able to give something to the community. Back in the days, I know I went to the Latino Fest. We did with my team. We had a little tent and we sold pinchos for like $1.50 or whatever it is. And all the money that we made out of all those pinchos that we sold, and then we actually the night before, my whole team was in my house. We were putting all these things together and whatnot. It was almost 3 o'clock in the morning. We were still working doing those pinchos. All the money that we collected from that fest, we actually donated that to a what is it, a foster
Foster care facility?
yeah, I think it's on in Reading or something like that. We donated all that money to them. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So that's what I'm
Nice.
saying. I mean, it's not about advertising yourself. It's more about actually giving something out to the community. That's what we're trying to do. It's different. We're seeing it in a different way.
I can't agree more. I mean, it's really about the people. I mean, we get so lost. I mean, all realtors do. And hey, you know what? Commission this and that. But you know what? It's really about the people, man. You treat the people good, it comes back
Yep.
tenfold. Just treat them good,
Yep.
right?
Yep, I agree. Why did you become a broker?
So I became a broker. I am almost on 5 years now. Reason why I did it was I saw this model and I said, you know, I wouldn't be a broker with some of the other companies I've been with, but this model just made me say, you know what? I want to be able to help people. They gave me a Lamborghini. I just need to learn how to do stick on this thing. And I'll be all right, right? So, but you know what? I love my job. I became a broker just because I love helping agents. You know, like Nelson, he's very successful. Myself as well. Selling 60 to 100 houses a year. I just figured, you know what? Why keep it? And when I was at Remax, I never kept anything shut. I always helped agents that asked me to help. I was actually more helpful than the broker, but I'm not going to say nothing about that. But I became a broker because I'm like, you know what? We're not, you know, we're transactional based. We're not making a ton of money on each transaction. But if I can help you succeed and you're a agent that's doing 10 to 15 deals and I can get you to 25 or 30, I did my job. And it makes me feel good. It's very rewarding, in my opinion. So
You getting yours, Nelson?
I did my classes, but I decided not to do it.
smart man.
Yeah, I know, see, I know a lot of brokers in the area, and when I talked to them or whatnot, they were like, Nelson, you don't really want to do it. You become more of a babysitter than a broker. You know what I mean?
No comment.
Yeah. So, but I've got nothing but respect for the brokers. I'm telling you, it's not easy. After I passed all the classes, I was like, wow, like you need to have all this knowledge. You know what I mean? And it's not. I mean, a lot of people think it's just go out and get your broker license. No, there's more to it. You know what I mean? And not just that is that you have to get this education continuously. You know what I mean? Eh, People go for you go to you for an advice. You know what I mean? And if you don't have the knowledge, it's like you're useless. So that's why being a broker is so important because it's even though I'm not a broker and I know I should be one and I don't want to.
I got you.
I know Brent got me, but a lot of agents are like Nelson. You have the knowledge to be a broker. And I maybe I do, but I don't want to have that responsibility. I think I have other things going on in my life that I want to focus on. You know what I mean? I'll let my man right here with all the knowledge, take the hit for me. So
Yeah, I mean, being a broker is not an easy task in any stretch. I mean, you know, it's funny, you know, agents out there. I mean, and again, with our model, you know, you're not making a ton of money on each transaction, but at the end of the day, they think, oh, they got all the money. They got no, it's not like that. But here's what you got: you got professionalism, you got knowledge. If you call me, I can answer probably 99% of your questions right on the spot. And if I don't know, I got some lawyers on task where I'll find out. Right?
yeah,
I'll find a question for you. Just don't know when, but I'll find one.
Yeah. Hey,
I
you
put
haven't
you-
stumped me yet, have you?
No, and I've recently put him through hell. So it's
Nah,
both
you're
of them.
good, man.
So
You're good.
I have a question from online. Brent, as a broker, what would you say is the most challenging obstacle you have faced?
The most challenging obstacle I have faced is um, when you have a situation where there might be, you know, there, and I'm not going to speak out of school here, but, you know, ethics situation. Now, I am on the board with Tri County down in Montgomery County, so I do a lot of their grievances, their arbitrations. But when you have here's my big thing. You know, the biggest obstacle I got is sometimes, you know, you always say when you're dealing with a buyer or seller, um, you know, not get emotional. But sometimes I put myself in the agent's shoes, and I'll give you an example. An agent of mine a couple years ago got screwed out of. Sorry, am I allowed to say that? I don't know.
yeah, don't worry about
Got
it.
screwed out of
I already
a
cursed a few
commission,
times.
right? Did all the work and and I took it personal. And so an obstacle for me is like when you have somebody like it's hurting like that and they got screwed out of commission, well, I'm gonna go and fight. I'm gonna be like Mike Tyson out there. I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, and so that's the obstacle because my biggest obstacle is sometimes I feel the agent's pain and I go emotionally and I probably shouldn't, but I'm like, I'm in their corner 110%. And that's an obstacle for me. I need to separate that. But I kind of put myself like, hey, if this happened to me, I'd be throwing right hooks all day long. So, that's kind of an obstacle for me.
Now for you, um, what we say is the craziest thing you have seen in this market so far. Maybe you guys could both answer that.
We
Well,
can.
well, here's the thing. It's a crazy market, and the market is shifting.
It
So
is.
even though the market is shifting, the agents are not. You see the difference?
Yes.
So the market is going one way, but the agents still want to go the same way that it was going last year. You know what I mean? So we're still trying to force these multiple offer situations and this and that or whatever, and it gets more complicated as time goes by, because a lot of agents that are adapting to the shift, you know, they're still trying to do the same things they were trying to do last year. So it just makes things more complicated and sometimes actually unfair with the clients. So it's crazy. It's a whole different market. We're coming out of a never seen market before. I remember back before COVID, everybody was all the agents were telling the clients, buy a house now because otherwise you're gonna hit yourself in the future. And they thought that we were saying this just because we wanted to sell them houses. No, we knew something like this was going to happen. We knew the interest rates were going to go up. We knew the prices were going to go up. But buyers were looking at this like we were just trying to sell them something. Well, unfortunately, COVID just actually speed everything up,
Mm-hmm.
and it was something never seen before in the market. You know what I mean? So now we are in a bubble that is going to pop at some point, and things are going to turn ugly. You know what I mean? So if you don't buy smart, and the agents don't adjust their business, especially their business model, which I see a lot of agents don't even have a business plan, which is really scary.
Very scary.
You know,
Yep.
it's gonna. That's when you're gonna see who's actually gonna remain in the business and who's not. And we're seeing a lot of agents getting out of the business lately.
I can't agree with you more. Here's the thing. When the recession hit back in 2010, I mean, it was the worst year I ever had. A lot of people went like upside down. But I got to tell you, you got to always adjust with the market. I remember reading a book way back in the day. It's called "Who Hid My Cheese," and it basically says, you got to adjust. If you're an agent out there and you're hungry and you're trying to get things done, adjust. Figure out where that cheese is. Go for it. And you got to adjust like with every market. Like back in 2010, it was foreclosure market, short sale market. Now it's a little different. Now it's a bidding market. But I'm telling you guys, just remain calm. It's gonna settle down. I see it right
Yeah,
now. I already see it.
and that's why the agents got to be ready for it.
Yep.
And I've seen a lot of agents out there that they're not. That's what I'm saying. The market is adjusting, is shifting, but the agents are not.
Yeah.
And if they don't adjust, especially their business plan and their business models, eventually they're not going to be they're not going to be in the picture any longer.
It really is adjusting, and I can't agree more. It was the foreclosure market, short sale market. Learn sales. I could teach you all day about short sales. I've probably done 30 of them. I know all about them.
Oh, you're
If
good because I haven't.
I do not.
I'll help you out, bro.
I do not. I do not miss them at all. I did a foreclosures when we were doing when it was just the foreclosures are really high. I did a lot of those.
Yeah, foreclosures are good. I mean, what I'll tell you is this: if you can get in with a bank and do foreclosures, I used to have a bank that would give me everything. But the problem is, you might get the $600,000 one, but then I'm in North Philly and I'm selling a $7,000 one. I'm walking in there like, gun draw type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you don't know what you're dealing with. But short sales, I gotta tell you guys, if there's ever something you should learn, short sales are a moneymaker. When this market shifts and people need and they're underwater, and it will happen because they use their house like an ATM at some point, and I don't wish it on anybody, but there's going to be short sales. And when the short sales happen, if you're a short sale person that knows what the heck you're doing, you're going to thrive. And that's where I go back to Nelson. What he says is adjust to the market. If it's a short sale market, if people are upside down, here's your chance as an agent to help those people, but know what you're doing, know how to run the whole thing. And I got to tell you, short sale is not an easy process, especially if there's a second lien on there. But you're dealing with banks that you'll send them. I mean, you'll send them documents, all kinds of stuff, and then we never got it, and then you're sending it again, and you're sending it again. But I'm just telling you, I'm pretty trained at it, but. And actually, I'm going to run a short sale class for all of our agents come September, October. I'm in.
Look at that. Someone just asked that online. One of our agents has asked us to run a short sale class.
I'm going to do it.
Did that.
Yeah,
All right. I'll take the help on that.
I'll be the first one. I'll be sitting on first row because I'm seeing right now. It's going to get there. Eventually we're going to be dealing with those short sales.
Yeah.
And if we're not ready as a real estate agent, then,
Yeah. You got to know what you're doing. But if you're a short sale specialist, I'm telling you guys, it's not all about the money. It's about helping these people. These people are in a bad situation, and maybe get them out. And with the short sale, it's only hitting your credit for like 2 years. So you could buy a house 2 years later. So maybe you rent for 2 years. But at the end of the day, if you know how to get them through that process, they're going to be forever grateful. And it's about helping people. That's what we do. That's why Nelson does it. That's why I do it. That's why you do it, Alvin. That's what we do.
Yep.
Yes. I want to touch back real quick because you guys talk about some crazy things you've seen. What's the craziest stuff you see on the damn contract, on an agreement of sale, an offer to get a deal done?
Well, I can tell you some crazy stuff I see.
I'll do it.
You know what I saw, and again, I see all the deals that come in, and I'm not bringing up agent's name or whatever, but there was a deal where the people agreed that were buying the house, buying the house. They said, we will, for a year, pay for your lawn to be cut, the house that you're buying, right? And we will deliver pizzas every Friday to your house for a year. And I thought that was pretty cool. And it worked. I mean, it was just little things, but it worked,
Holy hell.
No.
I would take the pizza for the year. I would take that.
Well, I'll take the lawn cut because
Long cut too.
Like that,
Yeah.
Off like 2 pizzas every Friday and Saturday.
There you go.
crazy stuff.
In my case, and this was it was a couple that they were fighting and whatnot, and she put a PFD, whatever it is.
PFA.
Oh yeah.
On the guy.
PFA.
Oh geez.
Shit's crazy
I
already.
lived in the house, and the guy called me, and he's like, Nelson, I want to buy the house. And I'm like, I want to buy the house, but she's your ex or whatever, I don't know. And he's like, yeah, tell her that I will buy it for whatever she wants, and put that I will leave her alone. And we put that on the agreement of sale on page 14, that he will leave the I was like, man.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
guess what? That's the reason why she chose that offer, because she wanted him to be out of the picture.
Completely.
That made the difference right there. And I've never seen anything like it then. But when I saw that, when the guy told me to put that on the agreement, I was like, oh, man, this. I wish I could just take a picture and put it on Facebook, because it was like never seen before.
You trigger me on
That's
that
crazy,
one,
man.
I got to tell you a story.
That's
is funny.
crazy.
This happened like 7-8 years ago, right? Or maybe 10 years. Man, I'm getting old. I've been in this business 20 years. I'm getting gray, guys. But here's a funny situation. So we went to a settlement. It was a divorced couple. This guy owed back child support forever, and comes into the settlement. The wife is so nice to him. It was like Hatfield and McCoy's the whole way. Comes in so nice to him, whatever. Meanwhile, the sheriffs are waiting in the other room. As soon as the guy signed the papers, he was out in cuffs. He had bracelets on. He was coming out.
Wow. Whoa.
So I can tell you stories all day long, man.
Things we see as realtors, man.
Damn. It makes you
I love this business, man.
wait. We got somebody here.
Oh my goodness.
Look who's late. What time is it?
Wow, he made it.
A half an hour late.
Oh, he's listening.
Ladies and gentlemen, the co-host, Angel Garcia, 30 minutes late.
Wow.
So how you doing, Angel? Welcome. Let's talk real estate. About time,
It's
man.
all about it.
About time. Another question online. Says either one of us What about foreclosures? Do you feel that that's a different type of animal, or do you feel that's something worth learning?
Do you want to go or you want me to go?
Well, foreclosures, yes, it is. You know what I mean? It's a whole different animal. Um, Most likely, I think a lot of them cannot really be financed, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Or when you go online and you see on our best friend slash worst enemy Zillow, and they see foreclosure, they think the property is for sale, but it's not. So trying to make them understand that it's not really for sale, it's a little complicated. And sometimes those properties, they were taken back, they were taken back from the bank. Now they have it, so the property may not really comply or, with all the requirements to finance a property. So it cannot finance it. Most likely, you're going to have to either get a special financing or buy it cash. So and we're actually starting seeing them again because we didn't see those for a while. But now we're seeing them coming back.
Seeing them, yeah. And I'll pony on what he just said there. If you're out there, I Nelson's done a bunch of flips. He's a guru with that. Me as well. I've probably done 30 flips in my career. If you really want to get a good deal, and again, you're going to compete with a lot of people. Try hubzu.com, hubzu.com, and I'm not promoting, but that's where I find my stuff. Probably bought about 10 flips in my timeline off of Hubzu. HomePath is another spot. Now remember, with HomePath, you got like a 15-day wait to see, and it might be 14 days. I might be off, but for people that are going to actually live there. But after that, there's some deals on there. Share sales are not bad, but just remember, it's a vulture fest. You go to a share sale, man, forget about it. My God.
Yes.
Everybody you see at the corner bar, and they're not good bars, they're going to be at the share sale, And a lot of times the bank will buy it back. But I'm going to do a class on short sales. I'm going to do a class on foreclosures, and Nelson could chime in on the foreclosure class with me. But there's a lot of opportunity out there, and it's not just on the MLS. There's a lot of middle marketing type stuff, like warehouse type stuff, where you can go out and get a deal. We have a couple agents that have that where they play the middle. Basically, they're assigning the contract. So there's a lot of stuff out there, but they are coming back, guys. So to pony on what Elvin was saying earlier, and Nelson, you got to adjust with the market. And if it's going that way, then make yourself a short sale specialist. Make yourself a foreclosure specialist. You got to always gravitate and find where the cheese is.
There you go. And see, I know you just mentioned about fixing, flipping, and warehouse and assignments. You're gonna open a whole can of worms there because people are gonna ask, "Can we do a class on that? Can we do a class on this?"
I'm fine.
If you're open for that, I guarantee you're gonna have a shitload of people asking for information.
I love to do it. Again, it's about helping the agents. Nelson and I made a pact day one. We're about helping the agents. It's not always about the money. It's about helping people get better about themselves and improving their real estate career to get where we are.
Yep, that's true. That's one thing that we promised ourselves we're going to do, and that's what we're trying to do here. And yes, we're going to be doing classes to our agents, because at the end of the day, they may want to become investors, and we may not know it all, but you bet that we're going to find somebody who does, what we don't know, so they can teach us as well.
Yeah.
It's a learning process, and yes, everybody's going to be involved in those classes.
I had a conversation with Nelson probably a month ago. There's stuff that he knows that I don't know, and I think I know everything, but I don't know everything, obviously, about leveraging your money and making things work and being able to buy different rental properties. This guy knows how to do that. I'm a fix and flip guy. I'm a foreclosure guy. I'm a short sale guy, but this guy knows how to, so we learn from each other, and that's what's great about Realty One. We give our knowledge out, man. Like, if you don't suck it in, then that's your problem, but we're there for you. You know what I mean?
We don't charge an extra, right, Angel?
Yeah, you don't. Nelson spent like 6 hours this week.
Did I say it's like $300 a class? No, I'm just kidding. Every class is free. I'm just joking.
So, in regards to Angel, he everybody knows he's a new agent first 3 years. Mentor programs. How you guys feel about that? Is there like a something inside Realty One as a mentor program?
Well, let's put it this way. Um, I think we can all be mentors on something. You know, we leave. It's up to the agents to share their knowledge. Um, the good thing is that the agents in our office know they can approach anybody,
Mhm.
and we'll work things in a way that whatever they need gets resolved. So the thing with having mentorship programs is that some brokerages will charge the agents for those programs.
Yes, you do.
You know what I mean? They may force some agents to sign up for that mentorship program for the first 4 or 5 deals and pay that mentor. Of course, I mean, if that mentor is helping the new agent, they had to be compensated somehow. You know what I mean? Um, it could be something that it could be explored at some point, but in the meantime, the we are doing the mentorship. So it doesn't matter whether you're a new agent or an old agent and you need some mentorship, we're doing it. And we're not going to be charging you 20, 30. No, we don't charge you $1. You know what I mean? That's what we're here for. That's the good thing with the way we handle things in this office. And I think all the agents in the office can say it. They know they can approach anybody in the office and we give them the mentorship they need. We walk you through the first 5, 6 deals. We do it. We sit down with you, even if I'm not around or Brandy's not around for whatever reason. We'll pull out our computer. We'll do a Zoom call, and we'll share the screen, and we'll walk you through the whole thing. I mean, there's of course we got training on our platform on how to write an agreement of sale and all that stuff, but we do it ourselves. We help our agents. The other day I was in a birthday party. Everybody was hanging out by the pool, chilling and whatnot. I was on my computer with one of our agents, writing up an offer, and that's how we do it. That's the way we are. You know what I mean? And I don't think I think at some point, yes, we want to have some kind of mentorship, a mentor program like that. But in the meantime, we want to make sure that our agents keep as much money in their pocket as possible.
Yes.
That's what we're here for. If they are trusting us as a brokerage, we should be able to provide these things for them.
Yeah, I don't want to promise anything to anybody that I'm not going to deliver on. And Nelson and I, that's why we're partners from day one. We said we want to over deliver. We don't want to under deliver. At the end of the day, like I'll tell you, I'll give you an example. I probably spent this past year maybe 50, 60 hours with different new agents coming in and teaching them the whole agreement of sale, everything, going out on listing appointments, different things like that. But here's the thing, I give them homework. I'll go in there, I'll give them 2 different properties. I'll say, this is a FHA deal, this is a conventional deal. Do what you can on here, and then we're going to come back and revisit this and see what you missed and see what you're messing up on and get you correct. And that's really important, man. Just things like that.
Yeah, because even if you're a new agent, you should know the contracts.
Yeah.
You should know every single document, because if you're giving these documents to your client and your client is trusting you, believes that whatever you say is truth, then you should know all the contracts.
Right.
Whether you're new or old, you should know every single piece, every single word, everything in that contract. So yes, they need to know, they need to learn, they need to read and understand the contracts.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's a process of, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll fish forever, or a woman, whatever. But my point is, like, by doing, and again, that's how I learn. I mean, no offense to real estate schools, but throw all that in the garbage. I mean, once you come here, you might be studied up, you might have passed the test, but when you come here, you need to learn, number one, how to be a good salesperson, how to handle things, look after the client's needs. The biggest thing I ever preach, and I preach it all day long, is when you go to a house, don't have what they call commission breath. Don't be, hey, I need to make this deal. No, it's about the client. Go in there. If there's something wrong with the house, I mean, don't be a negative Nancy, but at the end of the day, show them, hey, okay, everything's beautiful here, but that roof looks really old. That heating system looks old. We're not home inspectors, but earn that trust from those people. And that is so key. And that's how I've been successful. And I'm sure Nelson the same way.
Yeah, the thing is that if you get into the real estate business as a real estate agent, you do it because of the money, for just nothing but money. Forget it. You're gonna fail at some point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you get into the business because you like doing it and you really wanna, like for example, I try to challenge myself every time I gotta submit an offer. I gotta see what would be the best deal I can get for my client. You know, anybody can send an offer and offer 40, 50, $60,000 over asking price and pay commissions and pay this and pay that. That's easy. Anybody can do it. But can you really submit the best offer possible and get that property for your client without having your client pay more than what is really necessary to get the house? That's what makes the difference between a salesperson and a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you got to challenge yourself, and that's something that, in my case, I like to do.
And you got to structure the deal. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, structure the deal. Don't burn bridges, because guess what? That bridge you're going to have to walk over again.
Yep.
I just got a deal recently, and I'm not even selling like I used to, but I got a deal recently because I knew the people and they love me. And I'm not talking highly of myself here, but we had a good situation where, at one point, one of the agents was laid up. They were thinking of joining Realty One, and I sent her flowers. And that just struck the deal because we had that relationship. There was other offers, and there were higher offers, but because I had that reputation with them, it made all the difference.
Yep.
Or that, guys, a whole bunch of stuff there that now, when people are coming in on board right now, who are just like, this is not for me, or I'm scared, or I'm new agent. I just lost, I just lost a deal. What's a good piece of advice for them to be like, to push them over to keep on going, to get over that hurdle?
Well, this is the thing. I think I've seen so many deals fall apart in the last 2 months, like across the board. So it's a business, and anything can happen. You cannot take that commission, that deal for granted. It could fall apart at the settlement table. Could. It happens. That's what I'm saying, that you got to do this because you love doing it, not because of the money. If you love doing real estate, if you love getting involved in this and learning and actually get the best deal possible for your client, you know what I mean? If the deal falls apart, it falls apart. You know what I mean?
It happens.
You love doing it. What's the whole point? It's not about the commission. So now let's get up again and let's go find another one. You're doing it because you like doing it. So if a deal falls apart, it falls apart. You're doing everything you can to keep it together, but in my opinion, if it falls apart, it was because it was meant to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know what I always say? I've had new agents come to me before. I mean, this is a few years ago. And they're like, I'm running these people around. I'm doing this and that. I'm like, but how many hours did you put in? So let's calculate this. You're going to make $10,000. You put 40 hours in. What job are you going to do that for? I make $10,000. You know what I mean? And it's not all about the money. It's about helping people. But what I'm saying is, as frustrated as you get, you got to really put it as a time clock. How many hours am I putting in, and what am I making at the end of the year? And if you do it that way, your mind is set, man. It works. It works 100%.
Yep.
But now you work on a deal for a year, only made $3,000. You're making $3 an hour on there. I did that.
Think about the other ones, though. Think about the other ones, though. Like, come on, man. You got to put them all in the hole.
It happens.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I've done deals where I will literally walk out of the deal making $150. Because it gets to a point sometimes, and this happened in a settlement, where the listing agent made a mistake, and the whole deal was going to fall apart because the numbers were not, he did not calculate the numbers properly, so the payoff on that listing was like really high, so the seller was not going to be able to put the money together in order to sell the house. So guess what? That listing agent didn't want to get rid of his commission, and I thought that was messed up. So my buyer, they wanted the house. They were actually, everything was in a truck. They were supposed to move in that Friday.
Ugh.
So my client put an extra $3,000 out of his pocket, and I declined my commission just so we can get the deal through.
And see, that's a good man right there.
see,
A lot of agents wouldn't do that.
But if you have your client sitting at the settlement table,
Right, you want to take care of them.
about to sign everything, all the family, in this case, they came from New York. Everybody was outside in the car. The cousin was in the moving truck with everything in the truck, and the deal was gonna fall apart because we were probably like $7,000 short.
Wow.
So my client said, "No, I'm sorry, but I can't do it. I put the extra $3,000. He didn't have any more, and the listing agent was acting like he was not even on the table. So he was just looking elsewhere. He was not really there because
He wasn't looking at you.
he didn't want nobody to ask him to what to do. You know, if he wanted to somewhat help. No. So guess what? I had to do it. I walked out of there with $150.
But you do it to service the client, and that's what our motto is at Realty One. We're not giving away commissions, but at the end of the day, it's about the client. It's about helping people. I'll tell you a story. 10 years ago, I had somebody sold their house, ready to buy another house, and their mortgage came in and didn't come through. We had to delay settlement. They had no place to go. They were homeless. I went home. I said, "Hey, honey, guess what? We got people moving in for the week." But they ended up getting a hotel. But you know, I was willing to do that because that's what you do for your clients. You know.
And those
Prop them
good
up.
things come around. Those good things come around because in my case, the cousin ended up buying with me, and then this couple divorced. So I got to sell the house, and then he bought another house, and she bought another one.
Yeah.
So it worked out. At the end, it worked out.
Aces.
I actually did the same thing. I remember that at the tables, same way. I cut back my. The other agent didn't do it,
It
but
happens.
I did the same thing.
It happens.
Cut it back. So it's just to make it work, make it happy. It's either because your client just kind of walk away pleased and happy, and they'll come back for you. They'll come back to you.
And people remember that shit. I mean, excuse me.
No, wait, go for it. This is
People
why.
remember that shit because you know what? You might have lost money that day, but they remember. They're like, you know what? This guy went all and about me and my family. Guess what? My cousin, my sister's cousin, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, you're going to have all that coming back to you. So I'm a firm believer in laws of attraction. You know, you put it out there. What you put out is what you get back. And I think that's really important.
True. That's true.
Yep.
Hey, Angel, you showed up like 30 minutes late. You gonna
Yes, I
ask
did.
these guys a question?
Yeah, definitely. As far as you guys got a lot of experience.
Mhm.
As far as marketing and advertising, what for you guys has worked the best?
Well, I love social media. All right. I absolutely love social media. I always tell everybody, you gotta show who you really are. Okay. As a new agent, you can't come in the business and be like, "Oh, I'm the white missing expert." Like, for real, you haven't even sold one house. I've seen it, man. I'm telling you. I was
I think
like,
I got a poster too like
oh
that.
my God. So you can't do that. I mean, you gotta show who you are. People see who you really are. When you show who you are, people are gonna come to you because they see that you're legit. You know what I mean? Of course, you got to see what makes you different. Like when I do my settlements, everybody knows that when you see that yellow house, they already know it's me. I had a settlement there. So I used to tell my agents that when I had the team before, I used to tell them, "Hey, look, what would you do? Do something that makes you different. That when people see you, they recognize you." So one of them came out with a big pencil at settlement, which was amazing. Like, you had the buyers.
I seen that.
And she had her buyers at the settlement table with a big pen. So it was good, you know what I mean? Like, everybody know that big red pen means that she had a settlement. You know what I mean? And people like that, some of our agents started doing that. So I think the key part is for you to come out with something that makes you different. That it will be like your signature. People will know that when they see that it's you.
And so to pony on that, I mean, I totally agree with what he just said there. I've been a big believer of a unique sales proposition. So what are you going to do that's going to separate you from the pack? What are you going to do? So I'll give you a quick story. When I came into real estate, I was a mailman. I was a postal man, 2005, a 10-year-old son. Didn't think I was going to make it. Like, I didn't know, but I loved real estate, So I get into it, and my first house, I ever listed. I put a billboard up and I said, I'll sell your house in 100 days or I'll sell it for free. Crazy. Now, it wouldn't work in this market, but crazy, right? But I didn't understand. It was a Craig Proctor tool, but I didn't understand. You have to pay thousands of dollars, go to his class, all this different stuff. So I put the billboard up. 99 day, or I'm sorry, 29th day before my billboard came down, and I had no money, right? Sold my car. I had a Mustang, sold it, lived off of that. I mean, I just left the post up. I had no money coming in, and I put that up, and I get this call from a divorced couple, and the woman was upset with the husband, whatever. End up listing their house. And guess what? I sold it in 105 days. But here's how you make lemonade out of lemons, right? So I roll up there. So first off, when I went to the listing appointment, I was a rural carrier when I was a mailman, driving a station wagon, and I had a dented side. So I pulled over and made sure the good side was showing when I pulled up these people's house, right? I roll in there. I get the deal done. The husband hated me. He ended up loving me at the end of the day. We had a couple beers together. We were good. But he's moving out. I lost, mark this, guys, $13,700 worth of commission. But I said, how am I going to make this better? Now, that was back in the day with expired listings, all this different stuff. So I met the guy over there. I'm like, look, can you take a picture with me? And we took a check. Brent Harris team does it again. $13,700 X'd out, right? Took a picture in front of the house. Guess what I did? I sent every person that was expired listing that we don't have now to everyone. I had 30 listings at all times because people were calling me, how do you do it? How do you do it? And that's how I got my business in motion, man. It's about those things, right?
Thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
That was
Great branding, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
you mentioned something. So you said you pulled up with the good side showing. You said the
You
good
gonna beat me
side
on
showing.
this?
No, I find it funny because when my first year or two, forgot when, I had a old car where I'm like, damn, I can't show up to this place like this.
Yeah, dude.
The way I need to turn off the car, I need to pop the hood up and unplug the battery. So I parked the block away
That's smart.
and opened the hood, popped it, and came out the car with a nice little shirt, pants and shirt, like I actually was riding up with a nice car. But no, I had literally a hoopty where the window didn't come down. I popped the hood up, turned off the car that way. So that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
We all start from the bottom, you know? And when you start from the bottom, you get to appreciate what you actually get at the
Yeah.
end of the day.
And I got to tell you, if I didn't make that move, guys, and I'm not saying, I'm rich by any means, but if I didn't make that move, I wouldn't be here today. Because I would have failed in real estate because, but I thought, hey, yeah, I lost 13.7 and that was really important to me. But think about all the other stuff I can make now with this marketing campaign,
Yep, that's true.
you know?
So we have a question. Crazy enough, it's not for you guys. It's for us too.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
All right. We're off the hook, man.
That's some bullshit.
Sit back and relax.
I don't want no questions for myself. Says Elvin and Angel. I'm gonna let you answer first. Says you came in late.
Oh.
Throughout this whole podcast experience, what is the one thing you feel you have taken away and learned about yourself from others? First.
Yeah, I know. Now
That's
I
a
gotta-
good question,
now I gotta look at the
actually.
It kind of goes two different ways. Like I've been told I'm selfless. That I really like to help. Sometimes I like to help too much. Where it hurts me. ¿Me entiendes? So I think that surrounding myself with the right group of people and like just learning every day. That's helped me in that situation. I know that's kind of like a BS answer, but that's what.
No, that's
what
true.
It is.
That's true.
Don't. That's a bullshit answer, man. You just wanted to go short, sweet, and to the point, man. That's some bullshit answer.
No, yeah.
No, you give it so hard today, man.
All right, look, let's elaborate a little bit, right?
Yes,
in the
please.
beginning, right, I was showing houses without pre-approvals. I would say yes all the time, opening doors here and there for people who weren't actually approved, and it led to wasting a lot of time, mismanaging, my time basically. And being surrounded with people like, you specifically, who taught me like, yo, don't do that anymore. And you sitting down with me and making sure that I'm, helping me with my time management. You know what I mean? To make sure that I'm staying on task, because they don't teach you that in the school, in the real estate school. They don't teach you how to run a business. And
You don't.
yeah, that's time management.
Oh yeah.
Time management is key, man. Even for me, they said, I tell everybody, you look at my calendar, it's like a freaking Fruity Pebble box. It's color coded to the core. But what I learned from hearing this podcast, talking to a whole bunch of different people from the art industry to magazine to developers to owners to you guys, is the growth that you guys have become over time. The learning, the patience. This is not just a one-hit wonder type thing where you hit big the first try. No, you keep on failing, or just need that one successful thing to make you move forward. So just listening to everybody here again, I have in this podcast, I had developers, mayors, artists, magazine owners, real estate owners, and they just all kind of flow in the same way. It's just be patient and grow. And that's something that I knew, but very hard to do at times. Just too many shit going on, and then you just want things to happen right away. But just being selfless and just grow, and we'll keep moving forward, keep pushing forward. So that's
Damn, don't make me cry now.
Say that's deep.
Look,
Yeah.
I was about to hug
That's
you,
deep.
man.
I misunderstood the
That
question.
is deep, man.
Um,
Always be planting those seeds.
Yeah.
I always say that,
Well,
man.
here's the thing: you gotta push. It's that simple. Things don't happen overnight. And in Spanish we said that you. I'm gonna translate it, of course.
You got me on that. I know un poquito.
So in Spanish it's like subes como palmera, caes como coco. When in English it's like you raise up as a palm, but you will fall as a coconut. Cannot expect to get up there right away, because if you do, you're gonna fall. It's that simple. You have to make sure that everything that your foundation, the foundation of your business is set up, so you can actually start growing from there, little by little. You know what I mean? You'll get there. Eventually, you will. And a lot of people may see when you are somewhere at your peak or whatever. They may see that, but they don't see what you did to get there. You know what I mean? And some people who get there and don't appreciate the whole path, they're gonna fall. Because sometimes you gotta go back to your roots. You gotta press that reset button and start fresh. You have to.
yes.
Have
It's
to.
just the way it is. You know what I mean? But yeah, you gotta see yourself as your own company, as your own business.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. And you know what? You guys sitting here, every realtor out there right now, you're business owners. You're not a realtor. You're not a real estate agent. You're a business owner. And the bottom line is, I preach this hard, and we're going to do it this year. We're going to do a class come January on business planning for the next year. But if you don't know the score of the game, like how you can score, it's like a baseball game. But you have a couple home runs, but nobody knows what the score is. If you don't know what your business plan is moving forward, you're going to fail. I'm going to say it right now.
I agree.
That's true.
I agree. Now, they touch us with that question, and I ask everybody that comes on board. I don't care who goes first, but what is your guys' definition of success?
Go first, brother.
I'll say success is this. Success is making sure that your family's taken care of, making sure that all the people that you're around respect you, and that you do a good job for them. And at the end of the day, you can enjoy life, because we only get, this isn't a dress rehearsal. We only got one shot at this, right? So when we do it, we need to be successful, but we need to not screw anybody over in that process. At the end of the day, we want to take care of everybody around us, even friends, family, and be able to come home and say, you know what, my hard work paid off. Here we are. We can go on a vacation here and there. We our dog's taken care of, our family's taken care of, our kids are taken. Like, that's, to me, that's everything. And at the end of the day, being able to go to sleep at night knowing that you didn't screw anybody over is huge. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think success, it comes on in all different kind of shapes and colors and forms. It's different for everybody. But yeah, I think it all comes down to two words, in my opinion, which is peace and happiness. Peace because you get to do the things that you like to do, and you're doing it right. You're not, just like you said, you're not doing it to screw anybody over. In my case, I always try to get the best deal for my clients. Sometimes they may not like certain things and they may go somewhere else, because let's be realistic, a lot of clients are not going to be loyal to you.
Yes.
They sometimes they go to the best, to somebody who can get them a better deal. But let's be realistic. I mean, I know that I'm doing whatever I'm doing it for them, and I'm doing it to get the best deal possible for them. But sometimes they're impatient, and they want to run, and they don't understand that you may trip, and sometimes you may not get out of that fall. May not, So the fact that I get to go home and be in peace, because I know I'm doing everything that I can to actually work on my clients' behalf, I'm good. And I believe it or not, they stop being my clients, they actually start being my friends, and we create that friendship, which is that's the ultimate goal, to be able to create that friendship with your clients. To me, that's success. And happiness, I go home every single day to my family. You know what I mean? And and that right there is what makes me understand that I'm doing the right thing. Because I get to see my kids, I get to see my wife, I get to see everybody, I get to see my dogs. It makes me happy. That is success to me. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Alvin.
Now, again, we're coming to the last minute of the show. Want to appreciate you guys for showing up, coming through here. And again, this is the final episode. I'm gonna take a break.
of the first season.
The
First season,
yeah, the first season. Think anybody has any ideas who to bring on, great, bring them on. Don't care what it is. We'll sit here and talk and talk unfiltered. But again, appreciate you guys showing up. Appreciate the love and the share you guys have done and tuning in. Appreciate you guys for coming through here. Other than that, you guys on Facebook, follow me, subscribe, share follow me on YouTube. Listen on Spotify is there as well. Might be a week late, but it's there. But appreciate you guys, and without further ado, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Take care, brother. Thank you for
Thanks,
having us.
brother.